Hey family, how's it going? This is Gerald with houseflippingguy.com, and I want to go ahead and answer a question because a lot of people are still confused about this thing called wholesaling. The questions I get, everybody tries to pick it apart. So let me give you a simplified explanation of what wholesaling is. Wholesaling simply is getting a property under contract at a reduced or cheap price, turning around and assigning that contract to a cash buyer so that they can go ahead and close out the deal. Okay, so you need two things to go ahead and wholesale real estate. You need a motivated seller that will sell you the property at a discount, and you need a cash buyer that is going to go ahead and execute their end of the deal. How you make money is all you're doing is negotiating price. You're not touching the property at all. You're just negotiating price. And so most investors like to buy property at between 65 and 70 cents on the dollar fixed up. Okay, so as long as you can get a property at a cheap price, turn around and assign your equitable interest in that property to a cash buyer at a higher price, you're going to make money doing wholesaling. And so let me go ahead and go over these 13 steps to wholesaling real estate. Number one, finding a motivated seller. There's lots of ways to find a motivated seller, from foreclosures to delinquent property taxes to word of mouth, evictions. One thing that I put on there, one thing I talked about in one of my videos, is people that are going to prison. Oftentimes the breadwinner is the one that's imprisoned, and all of a sudden that property, that seller becomes very motivated because they're in a process of potentially losing that property. Okay. Number two, marketing tools for motivated sellers. Anywhere from yellow letters, standard letters, etc., etc. Number three, contacting motivated sellers. You can go ahead and contact motivated sellers several ways. You can contact them via social media. Contact sellers, phone calls, mailing letters. I created a video on YouTube that you all can check out right now. It's called Facebook Skip Tracing. Free video, go check it out. All it is simply contacting sellers using Facebook. There are over 2 billion accounts on Facebook right now as I speak. This is October 2018. Many of your sellers, many of the owners, they're on Facebook, guys. Number four, phone and email setup. Make sure you set up your phone, your email, because nowadays it's not just phone and email, but it's text messages as well. And that goes a long line with the phone. Website setup. One of my favorites, Investor Carrot. Beautiful thing. But I started with blogger.com. That was free. This is how I started. I had to start where I was at. So I started with blogger.com. Property research. You can go ahead and find these tools for free online with the local county, or as you begin to grow in your business, you can go ahead and pay different sites to go ahead and do property research. Like one of the premium sites is called RealQuest, and they pretty much they house data. Okay. All types of real estate data all over the United States. So, yeah, number six, property research. So number seven is comparable sales and after repair value. It is crucial. It is crucial that you all know values of properties. It is crucial that you know the value of the property that you're getting ready to put under contract. That is probably one of the biggest issues with new real estate wholesalers or new real estate investors. I don't like to refer to the wholesalers as wholesalers. I refer to them as real estate investors who wholesale, because you got real estate investors who do subject twos and buy and hold And so one of the biggest issues is finding values of properties. There's some free sites out there that you all can go ahead and take advantage of and utilize. One of the great sites, one of the strongest sites in finding comps is Redfin.com. Redfin is great. Number 8, calling the seller back and following up. They say the money is in the follow-up, guys. They are not lying. Take the time to go ahead and follow up with the seller. I can't tell you the number of investors that when they face one obstacle and the seller says no, you have to think in your mind, oftentimes the seller is saying no, not necessarily because they don't want your services. It's because they oftentimes don't have enough information. Okay. After that, putting the property under contract. Getting that seller to go ahead and sign the contract, put it under contract, and then after that, number 10, send it off to the title company so they can go ahead and do title search on that property. Okay. And number 11, and you should be doing actually number 11 in and through this entire process. Number 11 is critical. And finding a cash buyer, not a fake buyer, but finding a cash buyer that will go ahead and assign and close your deal. Knowing the difference between a tire kicker and somebody who's serious. How do you find a cash buyer? Let me give you a little bit of a tip how you find a cash buyer. So let's say, for instance, you're buying a property at 123 Main Street. And that property, what you're looking for is you're looking for properties within a, let's say, a 2 or 3 mile radius of that property that has sold within the last 6 months. Okay? Sold within the last 6 months, maybe even sooner. So you're looking for properties that are similar to the subject property that has sold in the last 6 months for cash. If you see the same buyer that has bought for cash on multiple sold properties, that is your cash buyer. That's somebody who's serious about buying real estate in your area. That's a tip for many of you, because you all are taking a property, putting them on Craigslist and trying to find the cash buyers or put them in a Facebook group and having trouble. You're doing a lot of people that are tire kickers. That's what you do. Go ahead and pull up sold comps within an area that have sold within the last 6 months. It could be 9 months, whatever the case may be. Properties that have sold all cash. All right. Those are cash buyers. However, if you really want to know who your cash buyer is, find the buyer that has bought multiple properties in that area. That is the guy or gal or company that buys property in your area. It's a little tip for you guys. Number 12, assigning the contract to a cash buyer. Once you go ahead, you assign that contract to a cash buyer. What you're essentially doing is you're assigning your equitable interest in that property to a cash buyer. You're assigning your equitable interest. How much money does it cost for you all to tie up a piece of property and wholesale a piece of real estate? $10. $10. Why $10? You need something called consideration to tie up that property. You need consideration. Okay? That $10 makes the contract binding between you and the seller. Once you have that binding contract, it's like this. Okay? That cash buyer comes along and assigns your interest within that contract with another contract called an assignment agreement. Okay. And number 13, closing. You all, the title company is going to go ahead and call your cash buyer so that they can go ahead and get documentation signed and bring all the monies that's needed to close that deal. Sign the documentation. That seller is going to get called to go ahead and go to closing, sign that deal, And once that deal is done, Tyler's going to go ahead and call you and let you know to go ahead and come and get your check. Congratulations, you have just wholesaled a deal. These are 13 steps. 13 steps to go ahead and wholesaling real estate. So what I've done is kind of taking you on this journey step by step in a general way. And what I'm reading from is my baby steps to wholesaling, or it's the wholesaling course. You know, how to buy property for $10, baby steps to wholesaling. Right? So that essentially is it, guys. Wholesaling real estate, step by step. That is my 13-step formula from beginning to end. I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of information, only because I keep getting questions about different aspects of wholesaling. Don't make it difficult. Don't make it more difficult than really. It's actually a really simple process. But I think some people go ahead and overthink it. You know, when you have a motivated seller, you're like almost halfway there. Believe it or not, guys, you have sellers right now that are waiting on you to go ahead and contact them. You just got to go ahead and get out there and be more consistent. I'm telling you, guys. So this is Gerald. If y'all found value in the video, please click the like button, share it with family and friends. Also, got a group just hit over 10,000, call it House Flipping Family on Facebook. You all feel free to join. If you all are interested in those 13 steps, there's going to be a link below. It's the wholesaling course that I created several months ago, and it has done a lot of people a lot of good. And yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and read it to you all, for the simple fact that most people don't know the wholesaling process from beginning to end. And what I'm going to do, guys, is in the description. I'm going to go ahead and outline. I'm going to go ahead and give you all 13 steps in the description, so that you guys can go ahead and copy and paste that and do what you do. But anyways, this is Gerald, guys. House Flipping Family, House Flipping Guide. Y'all have a beautiful day. And share this video with someone. If you know of someone that's in need, get a lot of people that are struggling. And a lot of people, I don't want to use the term homelessness, but you know, that bothers me. Anyways, guys, this is Gerald. Y'all have a good evening.